Buenas noches, good evening. My name is Alberto Hernandez. I am the librarian and archivist here at the Center for Puerto Rican Studies on behalf of Dr. Melendez, the director. He just had to leave for another meeting at 7 and another one at 8. One is at CNN, so he should be there. But he talked to Elba already. So on behalf of the Center for Puerto Rican Studies and all the staff, we welcome you tonight. Special guest, of course, La Madrina, Elba, and the family, and friends, and the guests. Oh, Maduro. Louder. Okay. Elba wants me to talk a little bit about the library and archives, especially because las tres hermanas, Evelina, Lillian, and Elba, donated graciously their collections and papers to the Center for Puerto Rican Studies. So we have the 3 collections of the 3 sisters, and we're very proud of that. When I was told that there was an exhibit about las tres hermanas, I said, my God, it should be my idea. But I think it was Elena's idea, Elena Martinez. And so she came and asked for us if we could share some of the documents and photographs. I said, of course. It's a pleasure to talk about the 3 sisters. And I hope that at the very end of our presentation, Elba will share with us some thoughts about the collection and the certain photographs of anything that she would like to say to us. The library is unique in the sense that it collects the documents and papers of Puerto Ricans in the United States. We are 40 years old, and we have over 5,000 cubic feet of materials and papers. We have documents, primary sources, letters, photographs, as you can see, samples here in the exhibit today. But we also have a library. We have a collection of microfilm, and we have important collections of different entities and organizations of the Puerto Rican diaspora. In particular, we have Evelina's South Bronx project. And we have Elba from AHA also. And Lillian, we have Lillian's, because Lillian was, let's say, a colleague of ours. She was a librarian and very detailed? Oh, oh, you want to talk about that? She worked at the New York Public Library. When I first came in New York City, that was 1974, 75. And I knew the name of Lillian. I never met her, actually. But the person at the research libraries at 42nd and 5th said, no, there's somebody called Lillian Lopez, and she's a librarian, well-known librarian in the New York Public Library system. But I was not that lucky. We want to celebrate the 3 sisters, but we also want to celebrate Lorraine Montenegro's contributions to the whole family and the whole endeavor of Puerto Ricans in the South Bronx. With further ado, I want to invite Elena Martinez, which is a folklorist, curator, and I hope a friend of Centro. Elena.
Hi, thank you, and I want to thank Centro for this great sort of next stage of the exhibit. I just want to say that actually the exhibit started, the Tres Hermanas started with Christine Lecada when she was at Casita Maria, and myself. We were putting together the South Bronx Culture Trail, and the theme was social justice in the Bronx community. So we thought there was no better theme for social justice movements than the work of the 3 sisters from the Bronx, these 3 sisters. So, and Christine had known some of the family, like Elba, through her work. I had known Elba through Centro. I had had the honor of knowing also Lorraine through work at United Bronx Parents. So, and I probably know other family members because family's so big. I'm just always learning more family members. So I probably worked with other ones as well. So of course, and Joe Conzo Jr. worked with him in like some hip hop related things. So we put this exhibit together. And really for us, it was important as for women to get their due, women to get recognized in the work that they do, whether it's activism, politics, cultural work. And as it was also important to get the Puerto Rican community, but specifically the New Yorican, the community in the diaspora, the work that we do here is so important and doesn't always get recognized historically for things. So that was really important. And of course, since they're from the Bronx, I always have to give a shout out to the Bronx. The Bronx is so important in their work, even though it's affected so many other people here throughout the boroughs in Puerto Rico. The Bronx was still their home base. So we're really excited that the Bronx has sort of given a shout out for that. And I just want to say, I just again want to thank Centro for this because It started out as this exhibit. We didn't know what was going to happen to it. It started out this exhibit only for the summer. And then Nydia Edgecombe saw it from Ostos and was like, we have to take this to Ostos because Elba and Evelina and everyone, and Lillian had so much to do with different work and programming at Ostos. And so she took it, and then Centro expressed interest in it. And actually, we have, there's another, hopefully it'll go on from here, Aldo Laudia from Rutgers. Hopefully we'll take it to Rutgers, and it'll keep having a life of its own. And that, to me, has really been the greatest work on this project, the greatest sort of outcome on it is that we just started with this small exhibit, and the focus in the Bronx was on their art and activism and how art and activism went together. Nydia took it with education at Ostos. Centro's taking it to Lillian's contributions here to the founding of Centro. And then hopefully maybe we'll have labor issues more focused on in Rutgers and stuff. And so it's really great to see this exhibit reimagined constantly and sort of the community taking it and changing it and redoing it constantly. And I hope it can just keep going forward like that because Las Tres Hermanas deserve even a lot more, so hopefully there'll be more from this. Maybe there'll be a documentary and more books and other work, but we're really glad that it started out and can keep and is going forward with this. So thank you again, Centro.
Next we have, is Joe here or no? No, if he gets later, we can allow it later. We want to introduce you Nora Nieves. It's our art curator at the Library and Archives, and she will have something to say about her experience with the short-term experience with the collection and the exhibit.
Hi, thank you everyone. For me and also Natalia Vieira, which is also the co-curator of here at Centro, we wanted to add to the exhibition the connection to the archive and the papers of Lillian, United Bronx Parents, and Elba Cabrera papers. So through the exhibition, you will find the exhibit cases with documents that comes from the collection that tells a little bit about their story, about their work. You will find interviews, articles, letters, exchange of letters. You will find the connection of the three sisters, the friendship they have with other artists, the friendship they had with Pura Belpré. And we also made a special, we really like, we call it the wall reading in this wall over here, and you will find we are sharing essays from Lillian Lopez that she have in the collection. Some of them are draft, and that's the magic of it. You have the chance to see how was her process of writing. And we found it like fascinating to be able to read through her thoughts, her actions, and the way that she wanted to change the libraries. And we can find that in these essays. There's more in the archive, and this is what we wanted. We wanted this to be a window, a door, to invite the viewers, the researchers, to go and dig in the archive and to look for more information, because it's a treasure what we have, not only with our papers, with so many other collections, and we had this magic through these papers. There's even more of that. With our collections, and that's the experience of Centro Library and Archives. And to introduce the exhibition, maybe I started with the end, I'm going back. When you come in through the hallway, you find this collection of photographs. And for us, we were thinking, how are we gonna organize all these photographs of the sisters, how we can create this narrative. And we thought, they were actually a family of three sisters that expand their connection with the community, creating a bigger family. And if you, in a home, I don't know if you maybe have it, but usually there's a wall with photos of your family, right? Events, awards, things that happen, and that is the warm effect that we wanted to create with the hallway. We divided it since they came to New York. We introduced Evelina, the older sister, Lillian, and then Elba. And that is what we expect for you to experience through walking through this hallway collection. And then coming into the archive, into the reading room, and have a close encounter with their documents and their experience. And also, we had the opportunity to highlight a little bit of Lorraine Montenegro in this exhibit case, where you can find how she continued the legacy of Evelina in the community. And sometimes just the photographs say so much about their character and their power of speaking and of action. And I think these three women, including and also Lorraine, have that. So I hope you all enjoy it. And we are welcome to also keep hearing more stories about it, because for me, this was, I get to know the three sisters through this exhibition, and I'm still learning more. So I hope this, in the way it's an invitation for me, it will be also for all of you. Yeah.
Last but not least, it's La Madrina, Elba. Who is Elba? I met Elba when I first came in the library. I think she was during my interview. She was part of the community activity that I was supposed to present a paper, a presentation. How was I going to turn the libraries and archives around and do something for Hunter College? Elba has been a very good friend, advisor. She was also involved with the Library Advisory Board for many years. Then she was at the advisory board for the Center for Puerto Rican Studies under the president, Jennifer Rabb. And I would like Elba to share with us something, I don't know, something special about the sisters and herself that she might be triggered or enticed to do when she walked around during the exhibit. Elba.
Thank you, thank you. Welcome. I see my niece came in, and I have my nephew here, and my other niece. This has been quite a, I can't, bear with me, because I'm really feeling it in here, especially when I see people that I've known for all these years. And each one of you has a story with me. One of the things that has happened with this exhibit is that each one has had its own character. And 2 or 3 people came to me and said, I'm so glad that I saw the other two, because they saw it in the Bronx at the Elena's place, at the Bronx Music Heritage. Also at Casita Maria. And if you haven't seen the mural in the building, I mean, you have to, hi, Angel. I didn't see you. If you haven't seen this mural where the 3 sisters are on one side, and then they had some hip hop people, and then they had Sonia Sotomayor. So I feel very honored that I'm on the same wall, we are, with Sonia. And I really, I don't, this project, when they came to me, I just thought it was going to be, just, all right, I'll work with you. I never thought it was going to blossom to be this. And the fact that the Bronx Heritage and Casita, and then Ostos, and now here, and eventually we're looking to go to Rutgers, I think, if that works out. I only wish that physically my sisters were here, because they would really, really enjoy to see this. And, you have to know that I hoard a lot of papers. So that's why you're going to see a lot of photographs that I was able to keep, and eventually I gave Joey some, and he was able to catalog them. And I also want to say something about Puerto Rico, because not only are we mourning Puerto Rico, but we're mourning Lorraine, who's my niece. And this case here with her pictures when she was young. She was in high school, and I was 9 years old when Lorraine was born. So she took La Palda away from me. She did. I was the youngest one, and here comes this baby. And we were very, very fortunate that we were all together. We grew up in the Bronx, and I haven't left the Bronx because it's a special place. For those who live in Brooklyn, and you know who you are, traitors. I said, what do you mean you're going to live in Brooklyn? My 2 sons live in Brooklyn, okay? And the only way that I'm going there now is because I have a granddaughter who's right there. Hi, Q. I hope you enjoyed the show. There's so much. Oh, I have to point out some things, okay? This was done by a professor at Hostos, and she saw me on an interview on BronxNet, and she got inspired and did this. And I mean, when I saw it, I started to cry because it was us. It showed who we were. Now I want to the picture that's been shown, and you saw the big one. That was my wedding day. Yes, and we were all together, and it just brings back memories. The person that took it is my husband's cousin, and so I have to tell him he's still alive. He's 90 years old, and I have to tell him you become famous with that picture. And there's another picture of Evelina, the one with, but by the window, that was taken by a friend of ours, Irving Savlowitz, and he was a teacher over at Junior High School 52 in the Bronx. And that's become pretty famous too. So I really wanted to go through. Oh, this one was done. This was done by one of the former students at Hostos, and she got inspired with the wedding picture. So that was done. And there's a lot of history here. There's a lot of, one of the things that happened here is that there's a lot of things that you can read, especially Lillian's works. And when I was with AHA, and I have to say this, that Malta Vega was the one that hired me at AHA. Malta? Malta hired me, and I don't know if you remember, we were at Lincoln Center, and you said, we talked, and you said, come in Monday, and I was all excited because it was a new world for me. So I spent 10 years with AHA, and I could tell you that was probably the best job I ever had in my life. But it didn't pay, because that's the way it is with nonprofits. But I can tell you that whatever I learned there, I was able to move along and just do other things. And to meet people like you, I mean, it's, whenever I go somewhere and someone comes and introduces me, they'll say, this is, and they say, well, I know Elba. So I love what I did, and I still love it because I'm still doing it, and I'll continue to do this, as long as I can. So that's enough talking. What I'd like you to do is go around, and if there's anything you want me to explain to you, although a lot of it is pretty self-explanatory. Lorraine is here, and then this is the family over here, and right? Yeah. And then we have Evelina. I have to tell you this. Evelina came to New York, left Puerto Rico to go to San Juan. We were living in Ponce then. She saw me come out of my mother's womb in the house, and then she had to go to San Juan to get on the ship. It's outside, the Ponce. So she was here for 2 years before we came, and I was a year and a half. And when I look at my granddaughter, I have a picture of me as a baby, and it's about a year and a half old, and I could see, who she looks like. I'm so proud. I mean, I'm really, it's been great. So thank you for coming, and tell the people that they can come and see the papers here of everyone. I mean, you saw the pictures outside. All those people's papers are here, and over here, Antonia Pantoja and Helen Rodriguez Trias. I mean, this is unbelievable, the research that people can do, and do whatever they want to do with school or even for their own benefit. So thank you again. And could I just introduce my family? So thank you again, and enjoy the exhibit.
Did you get my text?
Excuse me, before folks move on, I'm going to bogart the mic just for a second. Excuse me. I would like to thank everyone at El Centro and everyone in this room for honoring my mom and her sisters in this fashion. I come from a line of remarkable women and am truly lucky and blessed to be in this room at this time with all of you, to be able to see our family pictures shared, to see the narrative of 3 lives who had tremendous impact on this city and as well as on the people of Puerto Rico. We, as a family, we mourn for the island, but we are here to state firmly that it will be us that rebuilds, because it is our responsibility to rebuild our homeland. It is our responsibility, not the federal government run by that person who will remain nameless. Oh, and I'm serious about that. It is on us to do this. We have the minds, we have the resources, we have the talents to be able to rebuild our island in our image, not according to someone else's whims. Thank you.
Yeah, you know what I did on Sunday?